The one thing about DePauw is it teaches you how to look at things and try to figure out how to solve problems. And for me, I've always been one who would get confronted with an issue and say, you know, that's not right. So how can we figure out a way to get by? I've always liked old books. And one day I went into an antiquarian bookstore and I picked up a little book. It was written by a fellow named Theodore Weld called American Slavery as It Is. This little book was chock-a-block filled with stories about what was happening in America and how could there be people in this country who could be abusing people the way these plantation owners and slave drivers were doing in the U.S. Slavery was a scourge on the history of America. It was one of the parts of our troubled past. But then there are others who are saying, you know what, let's try to erase that from our history. So from that one little book, that got me to another book. And then I started buying other books and was introduced to people like Harriet Tubman, William Lloyd Garrison, Frederick Douglass, and so many other people.
These are the people I've been studying for, 30 plus years. Oh yes, this is an important book for me. I am not entirely sure I've ever actually held the book as a book before. There is nothing better and more inspiring than holding the actual book in your hand.
If you absorb yourself with all of these pieces of literature, it transports you back into a point in time.
And you're holding a piece of that history. I mean, these are the books that helped to cement Parliament's commitment to abolishing the slave trade. This is an incredibly important book in the history of anti-slavery.
This is his personally curated manuscript collection full of books, documents, broadsides, and then that original source material is now gifted to an archives and special collections. And we make all of these available to not only people at DePauw, but all over the world.
What I'm really thinking about when I see this collection is how can I give my students a piece of that action?
We pride ourselves as an archives that promotes hands-on learning. Let's say a student wanted to come in and view the material, all they'd have to do is walk through the door and request it. So access is really important to us.
What I really hope is that scholars at DePauw and the faculty go back to this little collection every once in a while and just transport themselves like it transported me.
To put those materials before students and budding scholars is to bring that whole world, to sort of reconjure that whole world that they represent.
I was told my collection was the largest collection of original source anti-slavery literature in private hands. And right now I'm delighted to say it's no longer in private hands, but it's in DePauw's hands. So that makes me feel really good.